Hello, welcome back again to another session of Autocad practice. So, last in our last video, we were showing how roof plan could be made. So, in that at the end of that video, I said that when we are coming back, we are going to use these plans: ground floor plan, first floor plan, and roof plan to make elevations. So today that is what we are going to do. We are going to make elevations out of these plans. So I have decided to start my elevation with front view. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start that. So I'm going to copy all this away from here. So I will type CO, enter, and then I'm going to copy this somewhere like this. Okay, all right. So at this point, I'm going to rotate each and every one of these plan, because my front view is this direction. That is my front view I'm showing you. So my front view is this direction. Okay, all right. So I'm going to rotate all of this to face downward, because I'm going to project my elevations from down. Okay, so let me start with roof. So I'm going to move this a bit far from there. All right. Okay, so rotate RO. Let's see how that goes. You can turn on auto mode if you want to, or you can use angle rotates. You can use angle to rotate. Okay, so now I'm going to keep it like this. All right, so let me edit this. I'm going to do same to ground floor. So while doing that, let me move this upward. Okay, all right, so let me now move this ground floor down here. Okay, so I'm going to rotate that same way I did. Okay, so let me move it downward so that it will not collide with the other one. So rotate. Okay, okay, so let me move it. Also, let me rotate this one, because I will not have time to be doing the rotation again next time. Okay, so let me keep that one here. So I'm going to delete all the dimension lines, because they are not actually required at the moment, just to have a clear drawing. Okay, all right, so I'm going to start with ground floor. So let me have one vertical line. So with that XL, I will draw a vertical line like this, and I'll also draw a horizontal line like this. So I'm going to move this my roof. I will pick this my roof at these points, at this points, that is at the wall. I'm going to pick it at this point and drop it there. Okay, so I'm going to draw another line again. So I'm going to pick this also, the same points, and drop it here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to define my levels depending on what you want to add at the elevations. You can define your levels based on the elevations. When I mean level, I'm talking about values, that dimensions, that quantitative dimensions. So if I decide that I'm going to draw a line here, if I decide that this line is my ground level, okay, let me also draw another line to bound the whole of this drawing here. Okay, that is the boundary. Okay, and this is going to give us front elevation. Alright, so if this line is my ground elevation, let me change this so that there will be no mistake. Let me change the color. Let me use this color. Okay, so if I use that line as my ground level, that is 0 0 level, let me copy this line so that I will cut it off. Let me keep it here, copy this and keep it here so that I can trim it off. Okay, so I can trim this line. Okay, so I'm going to be using this line as my levels. Okay, so if this is my, let me just type so that as you are following, you understand what I'm trying to say. So I can say ground level, so my ground level will be 0, that is 0. Okay, alright, so let's scale that out. That typing has disappeared, so it was too small. I did not give any. Okay, so I would rather copy one of these and edit, because since this thing is recorded, I don't want to be wasting much time on certain things, so that I will not accumulate so much minutes. Okay, so let me edit this to ground level. So my ground level, okay, I want it to be 0.0. That is the measurement, that is the starting point. Okay, so every other levels is going to be measured from ground level. Okay, so after ground level, I might have at DPC level, or call it splint. So let me offset this. Let my DPC level be 600 from the ground level. Okay, so I'll offset it 600. Okay, now from that ground level again, I will have window sill. Okay, window sill. So at the point I will have window sill is going to be 900 from DPC level. So I can offset that 900. So I'm going to offset from DPC level. Then also at the height of window where we also have height of doors, okay, I will offset that to 2100 from DPC. Okay, and then I will have my ceiling level. So like I said, at ceiling level you can have a total of 3000 from ground floor. So I will type offset 3000. So because I'm going to offset it from ground floor, I will do something like this. Okay, alright, so this is what I'm going to use to make my elevation view. Okay, so it's going to be quite easy. Okay, it's going to be quite easy. So first of all, I'm going to draw a line here. Let me use extension line here, construction line I mean. Okay, so I'm going to make this place like this. Okay, all those corners, I'll make another corner here, and I will make another corner here. Okay, those corners reflect also on the roof. Okay, alright, so and the next thing I'm going to do, I want to insert this door. Remember, I'm projecting it from downward, so I'm going to insert this door. For me to insert that door, I have to draw this line. Remember, this is a door, right? That is a door. Okay, so at that point I'm going to sketch a door. So let me pick this rectangle too. So our door will start from DPC level here. So I will make that, and it's going to stop at this point. Okay, so we'll do something like that. Okay, so let me change the color, because I think we made colors for door. Okay, let me make it like this. Okay, alright, so let me scale this thing so that it will be a little smaller. 0.3. Okay, so let me label the levels completely. Okay, I'm going to copy that and edit. So we type here ceiling level. Okay, let that level be 3000. Okay. Okay. From ground floor. No. Okay, that will be 3600. Let's make it 3600 from ground floor, because from DPC to that should be 3000. So I'm going to offset another 300, because okay, 3600. All right, from ground floor I'm going to delete the other one. From ground floor will be 3600. So I'm going to delete this one. So let's move it. So from ground floor it's going to be 3600. Okay, so without wasting time on all these minor things, let's keep putting our elevations. Okay, so the next feature that is shown is this window. So I'm going to make a line. That line is going to guide me to put this window. Okay, so here we have this window, and then I'll pick window. We have window here, window. I'm going to pick a rectangle too. It's here, so I'm going to draw window like this. Okay, all right. So that I have another window here. So let me project that line. Another window here. Another window here. Okay. I forgot to give this windows, this small window height. It's going to be 600 from the top of the window, like from the window height, because this is window for no bathroom. So let me offset it downward. Offset 600. So from top of this window downward. Okay, that is what I will do. I have. So let me now draw the window at that point. Okay, so I have the same thing here. So let me pick project another line here and here. Okay, all right. So I will draw another window. Okay, and then the next thing I have is this veranda. You know, is half covered. Okay, so that means I will still see the door and the window. So let me project this. Let me project this at once. I will project the window at once. Okay, I just hope it's not going to make too much confusion. All right, so let's start with the door. So I'll pick door here, and then I will pick a rectangular tool. That's this line. I'm going to make a door like this, and then on the other line I'm going to make a window. So let me pick window, pick rectangular tool. Sorry about that. So window, rectangular tool. The window was here. Let's check. Okay, window is here. So I'm going to draw something like this. Okay, all right. Now at this point I'm going to delete lines so that you won't be confused. So let me delete these lines that help me to insert the doors and the windows. So I'm going to remove them at this point so that you see the drawing clearly. All right, so let me give these grid lines a different layer. So let me create a layer for it so that I will have a color that will not interfere with what we are doing. So I'm going to name it, let me name it grid line. So I'm going to give one color like this. Okay, and then this thickness, let me use something like this. Okay, so let me activate that. Let me make all this to have that line grid. Okay, because I don't want it to interfere. So I'm going to turn this to by layer. So I'll have something like this. Still visible. Still visible. Okay, let me change the color a bit. Let me make it darker because I don't want it to interfere with other colors. Okay, so let's have something like this. Okay, all right. So at this point I can draw my wall. So there will be wall. Sorry, let me use wall layer. Yeah, wall here. Okay, so at this point we have a wall. Definitely at this point we also have it, and then here all the corners, and here, and here. Okay, so let me complete this, and at the same time let me do this. Okay, so we have the windows coming up. We are going to continue the editing, but at this point let's move to the next floor. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this because I've got the features I was looking for. So let me quickly delete this or remove it from this. Let me move it from here and bring the next floor down here. Okay, let me just keep it somewhere. It might be needed. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to pick the same points here. Alright, and then keep it here. So let me now remove all the dimensions that was here. So let me remove all these dimensions. I don't want to select similar because I don't want it to also delete on the other plans. So okay, so let's also project this one onto first floor. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did on levels. So I'm going to first offset the thickness of my slab. Let's assume 150 thickness. So that is going to be the starting point of the first floor. That is the floor level. From there, I will also still have window sill. This time around, there is nothing like DPC. So we are going to ignore the 600. So our window sill will be 900 from that floor level. So we are going to offset 900. Okay. Okay, the next thing will be window height. Okay, so window height will be 1200 from that window sill. So let me offset that 1200. Okay, and then again after window level we have ceiling level again. Let's make that, okay, ceiling level will actually be the roof. Ceiling level, let's keep it at roof at 1. So let's make it 3000. Yes, 3300. Okay, let's keep it as 3000. So offset 3000. Okay, from this floor level. It looks like I did not type 3000. So offset 3000. Okay, from this level. Okay, anyway, so let's offset 300 from the window height upwards. So we have this. Okay, all right, so let's see what we are going to do. If the levels are wrong, I will correct them. So at this point I'm going to project again the doors and the windows. Okay, here do we have window here? I think there is a window here. Let me check the original floor. Okay, no, there is no window. I was looking at the wrong direction. Let's look at the right direction. Okay, there is no window. Instead there will be half wall somewhere here. Okay, so there will be half wall there. let's focus on the windows. So I'm going to extend this. I'm going to project this window, the ones that are visible here. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this also. Okay, basically this is the step you will follow. So looking at the lines I have projected, you see that we have, let me pick window, okay, and a rectangle here. We have window here, okay, and I also forgot to make a level for small window. So let me offset 600 from the top of this window so that I'll be able to put that easily. Okay, so I'm going to pick again for this. And this, and I guess this was also window. Okay, and then we have a door somewhere which I'm going to change this, and then pick this. We have a door here. Okay, at this point I'm going to delete all these projection lines that I used to indicate my windows and doors position. So I will have this. Okay, so let me measure this. It looks like this is too small. 2400. I try to offset this to 3000. It should be 3000. Let's offset. Why is it not giving me 3000? This is 3000, right? Enter. Then from here, yes, this is it. Let me delete this one. Okay, so I've got the height of my hand. So now this is where we are now. So I'm going to draw this. Okay, I'm going to use wall. Where is our wall? Okay, here. No, wall. Okay, so I'm going to use this line like this. Okay, and I'm going to extend. Okay, let me just extend this line. Extend. I'm going to extend these ones to meet. Okay, so I'll have something like this. Okay, all right, so at this level I still feel like these lines are still interfering, so I'm going to remove some of them. I want to remove some of them. If need be, I will bring them back. So let it be like this first. Okay, so that I will be able to see what I am doing. Okay, so the next thing we are going to insert is the roof. Okay, so let's bring in roof right now. When we are done, we can come back and see how we can make this look aesthetically beautiful than this. Okay, so roof, you see there is roof eave. So I'm going to offset roof eave of 600. So I will offset this 600. There's another roof eave here, 600. There's this one, 600, 600, and then 600. Okay, all right. So before that, let me do a little like fascia board. Let me make 300, offset of 300 upward like this. Okay, let me use this line. Alright, so that will serve as my fascia board. So I'm going to extend this to this, extend this. I will do the same thing here. Extend this and this. So let me use line to join this, something like this. Okay, and something like this. All right. Okay, so I'm going to also join this line here. So I'm going to also make this point. Okay. I'm also going to join it here also. And also join this part. Alright. Okay. So at this point, I would like to project a line. Let me change color. Just a temporary line that I'm going to project from the roof to guide me on where to change the directions. Okay, so I'm going to type XL so that I will have construction line. So at the meeting point here, at this meeting point, I'm going to draw that line. Okay, and then at this meeting point, I'm going to draw another one. At the meeting points, another one here, another one here, then another one here. I have to make sure I draw it at the right position. Okay, there's another one here. Okay, and then I have the last one here. Okay, so this is the line that will help me change directions. Okay, so I'm going to now type the snap-on that I wanted to type. Snap-on. Then I'm going to use angle of 30 degrees. So let me use ordinary line. So let me start at this point. Okay, so at this point I'm going to make, okay, now let me go back to roof color. Yeah, roof layer. Okay, so let me pick at this point. Okay, I'm going to pick this line. But don't worry about the length, we are going to trim it later. Okay, now looking at that, you see that there is another line opposite. So I'm going to type snap-on this time around and opposite that. Okay, and then I'm going to type minus 30. That will be 330, right? All right, so looking at the roof, we also pick a point here like this. Okay, all right, so now watch, I'm going to do the same thing to this side like this. Looking at the roof, you can see the direction. I'm going to also change snap-on again. Okay, there is no need because I have that line with that angle, so I can turn it to 0 now. Snap-on to 0. Okay, so because I will be copying the line, so I'm going to copy this particular line. I'm going to copy this line and drop it here. Okay, so I have something like this. All right, okay, so I'm going to extend this particular line. to meet the pink line. Okay, so at this point, the reason I made this pink line is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to pick a line. You see at where, let me show you at the roof, this point, okay, at where the two lines intersect here, you have a horizontal line, right? Okay, you just place it like that. And also, if you look at it, you see after the horizontal line there is a line going up like this to meet the next pink color line here. So exactly that is what we are going to do. So I'm going to pick this same line, copy it, going to copy it at this point and drop at this point, right? Then after that, it meets this pink line again. Let's see how it goes. After meeting that pink line, we have another horizontal line. So let me copy this and drop here. Let's see if we can get it right. Okay, so after getting that horizontal line, okay, I think we have it again going up. So let me copy this. Please don't, oh, the horizontal line, let me move it so that it would be at the point of intersection. Okay, so I'm going to copy this same line again. Okay, let's see if we can get it correct. At which point, let's see, after the horizontal line meets this vertical line, we go up here again. Okay, all right, so I'm going to trim everything so that you see how it comes out. Then finally we have a line. Let me just copy this particular one at the edge here. So I'm going to place it here. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to now trim this line off to get exactly what we need to see here. So I'm going to use fillet. So first of all, I'm going to trim this. Okay, so I'm going to trim off this particular line, and we are going to do away with the lines that are not used here. Okay, and I'm going to trim this off also because it doesn't have to reach that point. Okay, all right, so at this point I'm going to use fillets to join this point. That means the remaining part is not necessary. So I'm going to also join this. Okay, I've trimmed that. Now I'm also going to trim this. Okay, and I will keep trimming like that, and this and this. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to instead trim this. So let me select this line and then trim it off like this. Okay, okay, so I will have something like this. So let's delete the remaining lines. Okay, so at this point I'm going to delete all these projections that I made so that you see the roof clearly. Hope. Okay, let me maintain the ones at the edges here. Okay, so now this is how the roof look like from the front view. Okay, so I'm going to also offset this at 50. Okay, so let me offset it so that I will be able to just it's like I'm going to fast forward this. It's just offsetting this line because we have already spent so much time. So now, the next thing I'm going to do is to hatch. So let's hatch this. So I'm going to type H. Okay. Now typing H. Typing H, you see hatch will come out, and then I will choose any one I want to use, and then I'm going to pick a point. Let's pick this point. So you see the angle, and you see it looks like solid. So I'm going to change this ratio to, let me use like 50, and see it's still small, so let me extend it to 200. At least it's better, but the angle is wrong. Okay, the angle is wrong, so let's change this angle to 45. Okay, now we have the correct angle. If you think that this is okay by you, you can use it, but if it is not okay, you can increase it. So let me say increase it to 400. If it is still small, you can increase it to, let me say, 600. And if you don't want to use this particular hatch, you can change it. Okay, alright, so I'm going to continue to hatch. Now that I've got the setting, so I can hatch this, and this. Alright, okay, so you can see the roof now. Okay, so let me also change this to 600. I think I use 600. Okay, what I've noticed is that I should have hashed them simply. Okay, so let me just delete it and hatch again, one by one. So let's say here 600, and then I will hash, pick a point, and then I will hash this. Okay, now I'm done with that. So I don't want to all of them to appear at the same time, so I will also hash, pick a point and hash this. Okay, alright, so I'm going to hash again. So I'm going to pick a point and hash this part, and it's done. Okay, so at this point we have our roof. So let me remove things that are not necessary at the moment. Let's look at our elevations. Okay, there is a veranda here. Okay, so now let's add few more details. This video is going to be long anyways, but there's nothing we can do. We have to continue like this. Okay, so at this point, if I want to use rail here, so let me say a height of 600 from here up here. Okay, so I'm going to actually trim this. Okay, alright, so assuming I want to use rail, draw a rail here. Okay, oh, let me use this wall, so let me change it to wall. So you can actually sketch anything at this point. Okay, so let me use whatever I sketch. Because of the length of this video, the time, I'm going to just sketch it fast. Okay, assuming I want my rail to look like this, so I'm going to copy this, just keep pasting something like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so let me offset the upper side to say 50. Offset 50. let's see, let's use 100. 50 is too small. Okay, you have something like this. Okay, so we might assume that this is the rail. Okay, so if you look at the ground floor, you will notice that there is another rail somewhere here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this and place it here, so I will be able to delete the remaining parts. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, all right, I hope by this you understand what I actually wanted to do. If you want to get rid of this line, you can get rid of it. Maybe I should just hide all this line for now, so that it will not interfere. Okay. Oh, I did not draw. Let me draw this line at once. I did not draw line for our DPC level. Okay, all right, I think I can now hide these lines for now. Okay, so let me also hide this, because not like this. Okay, I think I should just delete it for the moment. If need be, I will bring it back. So this is how this will look like. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. So now you can continue to do your aesthetic work. All right, so for instance, I want to design my window. Okay, if I want to design my window, so I'm going to pick this line and put it at the middle here. Okay, so let me trim it off. Okay, so have my window there. I'm going to match properties. Okay, so you can offset this. No, I'm going to just use one window as a sample, maybe another door as a sample. Okay, you can do something like this to have the mullion inside, and then if you wish, you can trim. I mean, you can just design anyhow you want it to look like. Okay, your window, the way you want it to be, you can model it. Now, door, let's do something like this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this to this, or no need to copy, anyhow I want, I can just offset this to have something like this, and then you can just place anything, because for the sake of this video we are just not going to do so many things in detail. Okay, so assuming I will copy this and place somewhere here so that it will look like handle. Okay, something like this, and you keep doing all other things that you think will make your elevations look nice, and what you want, how you want it to look like. Okay, so just something like this, and then you know that at this point someone can actually see inside here. Okay, so whatever you see, if there is a window at this point, like there is a window here, you can actually insert the window at this point, because looking at this sign, let me just, for instance, let me copy this. Okay, at this point I'm not actually taking note of the exact location, but I just want it to show you as an example. Okay, All right, so you can see that this window is seen at the back of this building, not in front. Already you can see that this is balusters and handrail. Okay, so this is just it. Okay, if we have time, I will like to make a complete aesthetical drawing of these elevations. Okay, like trying to insert those things that we think will make it look neat. Okay, but that will be the work of architects properly. All right, so the objective of this video has been achieved. All right, so we have been able to make front elevation, so we can just copy this and label it here. Let me copy this, move it to this point, and then I will label it front elevation. So I will have that as front elevation. So we have here front elevation. Okay, so let me just trim off these parts. Okay, so this was ground level. You can actually, at this point of entrance, you can actually draw your small stairs. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, at that point you know quite well that the steps, since we choose 600, the steps can be at 150 high. Okay, that is, let's use say risers. So I'm going to offset 150. Okay, if I offset, sorry, let's look for a line. Offset 150. If I offset something like this, 150, 150, 150. Okay, then I'm going to trim it off to show that we use that steps to climb up to the entrance. Okay, all right, so that is the entrance. You can do something like this. You can add more other details. So the main aim of this drawing was to show how elevation is done, and we have been able to achieve that. So whatever we are going to do next, we are going to say in the next video. If at all there is need for me to do more to this elevation, I'm going to do it. If not, this is where we are going to stop. So I'm not going to do other views like left view, right view, and the other views. So I think for people learning, the front view is enough for anyone that is learning and wants to understand how this is done. So lest I forget, there is another rail at this point, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, all right, to show that there is a veranda there. Okay, so that is it, and we have our front elevation. So we are going to stop here, and I'm not certain of the next video that I'm going to do. Okay, so let's stop here. Please, if you find this video useful, just subscribe, and I'm going to make a lot of videos in future. Thank you for watching. Bye.